Have you ever wondered how a single choice can echo through generations? Imagine a young man, Daniel, walking through a city street in 2025, juggling school, family expectations, and the weight of legacy. But the story he carries isn't just his own. It begins thousands of years ago in the life of a boy named Dan, son of Jacob. Some names are blessed, some are warned. And Dan's was both. Stay with this story because what happens to him might mirror what's happening in our own lives today. Daniel's life in modern America wasn't simple. He was bright, kind, but constantly compared to older cousins and classmates who seemed to have it all together. His mother, Leah's counterpart, had watched her sister flourish while she struggled with setbacks. Just like Rachel in Genesis, jealousy and ambition color her decisions, and Daniel often felt the weight of expectations he didn't ask for. Genesis 30 reminds us, "And Rachel said, 'God has judged me, and he has also heard my voice.'" Daniel didn't understand yet that even in modern life, these ancient words shaped him. Names, choices, and blessings carry weight, and Daniel's name carried the echoes of his family's ambitions and fears. In school, Daniel faced his first moral test. Some classmates cheated on a group project. Hoping to get ahead, Daniel wrestled with temptation. Follow the crowd or hold to integrity. He remembered the stories his grandmother told him about faithfulness, consequences, and legacy. Just like the tribe of Dan in Judges 18, Daniel saw that shortcuts might seem easier, but compromise leaves a mark on your soul. Proverbs 22:1 says, "A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold." Daniel chose honesty. It cost him a high grade that day, but his conscience remained clear. Back at home, Daniel observed patterns repeating. His older cousin, who had once been favored, now stumbled into conflicts at work and in the community. Daniel realized choices carry consequences far beyond the immediate moment. Genesis 49-16 warns of Dan as a serpent, a symbol of subtle danger and deception. In Daniel's life, it wasn't a serpent in the literal sense. It was the quiet compromises people made, the decisions that seemed small but twisted their path. Reflection. Sometimes the battles we face aren't loud or obvious. They creep in through small compromises in school, work, and relationships. Daniel formed close friendships, but not all were positive. One friend introduced him to the wrong crowd, convincing him that bending rules was just modern life. Daniel remembered the story of Dan's tribe taking the idols, replicating what seemed harmless, but led them away from God, Judges 18. He pulled back. It wasn't easy. Peer pressure hit hard, but integrity, like faith, often requires standing alone. At a youth community center, Daniel saw people chasing money, status, and recognition over truth. It reminded him of Revelation 7, where Dan's name was missing from the sealed 144,000, not because he was evil, but because he embraced deception, pretending to follow God while straying from faithfulness. Daniel faced a choice: blending for temporary gain or stay faithful even when unnoticed. He volunteered, helped younger students, and stood for truth. Small acts of faithfulness built his character. One evening, Daniel sat by his window, city lights glowing, and reflected. Choices matter. He could see the pattern from ancient Dan to his own life. Legacy isn't about the name you're born with. It's about the faithfulness you live out daily. Jacob's words weren't curses, they were warnings, guiding generations to choose wisely. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Daniel decided to be intentional, to leave a mark of truth, kindness, and faithfulness. Daniel's story teaches us that faithfulness matters more than privilege, titles, or appearances. Being born into blessing isn't enough. It's the daily choices that define your destiny. Just like ancient Dan, modern Daniel faced subtle tests, but by choosing integrity, he began to write a story worth sealing. Ask yourself, in your life, are you making choices that reflect truth, or are you quietly following what seems easier? Names may carry history, but your actions carry legacy. Type in the comments, "I will stay faithful," to declare your commitment to truth in your life.